Good morning and Happy New Year. On behalf of ITEC Business Solutions Limited, Institute of International Trade, NRDC National Research Development Corporation, working under Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of India, and my dear friends, I have great pleasure and privilege to welcome you all. My honored, highly learned guest on the dais, Mr. Satish Reddy, Professor Prabhat Ranjan, Dr. Mark Molindo, Vice Chancellor of Technology Management and Commercialization, University of Pittsburgh Innovation Institute, USA. Ms. Michiko Inomoto-san from United Nations. My dear colleague and inspiring source of inspiration to organize this program, Dr. H. Purushottam, Chairman and Managing Director, NRDC. Mr. B.N. Sarkar, a scientist from DSIR. My dear colleague and who has been very helping in coordinating the whole program, Mr. B. Sahu, Deputy Manager, IPR NRDC, and distinguished friends and delegates. As we know, the theme of the program is technology transfer and how it can help as a key factor to optimize the very important issue of innovation and IP in today's era of knowledge. The objective of this program is to understand what technology really means. Because there are certain misconceptions about the meaning of the technology. I've been going through several literatures where I find that there is a need to understand the very meaning of the technology. Because once we understand the meaning of the technology conceptually correctly, then only we can move on in our objective of making the process of technology transfer effective. So there is a gap in our concept of understanding what is idea, what is invention, what is a patented invention, and what is a technology. So mere invention in itself is not technology. This is what I have understood from various literature. And therefore, all the research institutions and organizations and the people involved in the process of the research and development, we must conceptualize correctly what is technology. It has broadly two components. One component is on the physical component, what the technology is, embodying the product and the process. And the other important aspect is the information or the know-how through which we use the technology to make the real product. So it has a very broader meaning. And once we conceptualize the whole spirit of the technology, then I think the problem which the whole society is facing today, that less than 5% of the inventions reach the market. We know how much effort we put in to the research. So linking of the research institutions with the market. So the end use of the invention, that is the real purpose. So the gap between the lab and the land, the gap between the invention and the innovation. And for this, there are various agencies which are involved, various organizations which are involved. I take it as 4 basic components which are necessary to make the whole process of technology transfer effective. So we start with invention, and then to make the invention workable, we need an innovator who understands the real needs of the consumers. So innovation and invention, these two have to come together. So it is the innovator who knows the use of the invention. So first meeting between the innovator and the inventor. Inventor is a scientist, innovator is a creative person who understands the needs of the consumer. But the innovator may not have adequate capital to put his idea into place. For that he needs capital. So there is a need of an investor, which is through either the private equity fund or by the venture capital fund. So the invention, the investment, and the innovation. And the 4th hidden requirement is infrastructure. You may have invention, you may have innovator, you may have capital, but unless you have good, conducive infrastructure, these 3 will not help. So I4, invention, investment, innovation, and infrastructure. This I4 has to again work through the efforts of the government through P3. And P3 is private-public partnership. So through the process of P3, private-public partnership, we create adequate infrastructure through which we can make the invention effective. So therefore, with this idea in view, in the whole day, we will be learning from our learned speakers who have come from the experience from academia and from the practical experience. And even those who are attending the conference, they are also highly learned people from the background of research. There are some practical business people. There are people who deal with the whole process of the technology transfer. And in the technology transfer, again, one is the scientific and the technical aspect, and the second is, most important, is the legal, and the third is commercial aspect. So in the process of technology transfer, there are 3 things. One is the technology itself, the second is the commercial value of it, and third is the legal documentation of it. So all these agencies have to converge together, because unless technology is evaluated and proper value is arrived for the technology, we don't know at what price the technology will be transferred or licensed. So the valuation of the technology is important, and the legal documentation of the technology is also important. So first we understand I4, then we understand P3, and then we understand these three important segments of the whole process: the technical aspect, the commercial aspect, and the legal aspect. So I think the whole day we will learn on all these issues, and with these few remarks, I welcome you all once again and hope that this particular seminar will be the founding stone for years to come, whereby we can build collaboration with various institutions like NRDC, various academia like the Pittsburgh University, and many other universities. So also working with the various Chamber of Commerce, and through a proper interface between the academia, between the legal fraternity and the business, we can really make our objective is holding this program to make technology transfer effective and to make the whole cycle of the IP ecosystem, which starts with creation and then protection, then enforcement and commercialization, and to make the whole ecosystem effective, we need awareness. And this seminar is the founding stone for creating awareness about all the various segments. I hope we will be able to achieve this objective. Thank you all very much.